How's it going since the whole reacquisition or whatever you want to
Whenever.
call it? Yeah, refounding.
Yeah,
Is
yeah, a
it
lot of people have
you guys and Steam?
questions, which is cool. I was on like the IAG Thursday thing like 2 weeks ago with Dewey. And same thing, right? It's just like a lot of like questions around the new ownership and kind of what we're doing. But yeah, I mean, I was telling the guys before we started recording, it's been awesome. I mean, just even like the well wishes, like we have people emailing us just like, hey, just wanted to say like happy to hear about this, like good luck. That's incredible. Just the fact that like the community is like really yeah, rallying around us for lack of a better term. But yeah, it's cool to hear that. We're getting a lot of feedback as well, like things that we could do better. A lot of people asking for support for like like Forester, Legacy, GT and XT. So yeah, we're gonna be like building that out. I think for now it was mostly just like there were some issues that we were able to fix with the website relaunch, and from there it's just gonna be refining and getting like new brands on board. So super excited for that. So yeah, I mean, from here on out, I was telling the guys also the one thing that like I obviously like as a business, you look at like sales and sessions to the website, but the one thing that we've been like monitoring is like how do we measure like customers experience, and the big issue before with the previous ownership was fulfilling orders, communication, stuff like that. And it's really cool
Hey,
to see like since January until now, we're receiving like half the amount of like customer tickets to our customer service team that we were in January. So
nice.
to me, it's like month after month, like you could just see it like going down and down and down. So
Yeah.
that's cool. It's like, okay, less people are having problems. Like we're doing a better job of communicating like when orders are going to ship or fulfilling orders a lot faster as well. So that to me shows like, okay, like we're doing stuff right. There's less, the people have to ask us because we're kind of hopefully getting in front of it and like communicating out first. So that's like the big thing for me. It's just like, we got to make sure that we're on top of being
Yeah.
able, they're going to trust us with their money. So that was cool to see.
So for anybody listening, Jeff is saying that their customer service desk doesn't have enough work. So you guys should
Yeah,
definitely
just hit us
be
up,
emailing
call me
them.
out.
Yeah, yeah.
What's up,
Oh
guys?
yeah. Yeah.
Just chat. We're always happy to chat. I actually
Yeah.
this one guy that emailed in, he was like a little upset that we didn't have legacy GT support for like the um what's the chassis code? BP the 0809.
Oh,
Which is fair, right? I'm like,
BPBH.
hey, there you go, yeah. So which is fair, right? So I hit him back and I was like, previous Forester XT owner, I'm totally with you. Like those models don't get enough
Yeah.
support. So I was like, gave him my cell phone. I was like, if you want to chat, like hit me out. Like he knew his stuff too, so it was cool. He never took me up on it. I never got a call from him. But either way, like that's what we're about, is just trying to connect
He
with
definitely wanted like the
my
most vague thing
And
possible.
he's not
Like,
wrong though,
just-
because I have a
yeah.
2005 Outback. Or as a shop we do, and it's one of the H6s, which is even more of a quote unquote unicorn, of an engine. And trying to find support for a 3-liter engine, like one quick, point to that is no sponsorship, but shout out to the guys at Kobe Motorsports in Australia. They're the only
Mm.
company that manufactures a custom aluminum radiator for the H6 3-liter. They're the only ones that do it. And
If you're looking for
yeah,
head
I don't
gaskets, I
blame
think
them.
Tanner bought them all.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't
I gotta
blame
hit him
them
up.
because it's a niche market, and so they do a group buy setup. They don't make
No way.
production until they
Damn.
get 10 orders, and when they get 10
Oh,
orders, then they make them. Makes sense. I hate when
It's
companies do
crazy.
that. But when you
Make the 10
when you're
people wait.
selling something that might take you a year to sell 10 of them, that's hard to make 10 of them and sit on them.
Yeah. Yeah. You just gotta, if you build it, they will come,
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me think about a way to phrase this question where I'm not asking for like business insights. I guess how much, maybe you don't even get this grand there with sales data or whatever, but like, do you see people still ordering parts for like GDs or GCs, or have you just seen a giant wave of people ordering stuff for VAs and VBs?
I think the VB chassis we're still trying to get stronger with, to be honest with you. I think with the issues that we previously had was like around the same time that the VB was being released. So I think there was like almost like a little bit of a um I think a lot of other competitors kind of came in and really did a better job, to be honest, with that platform and like getting new products out, and whether they're quality products or not. I think a lot like that. It seems like the VB chassis like really was around the same time as like a lot of like Chinese outsourced
Yes.
manufacturing or like private
Mhm.
label, where like every company would buy the same part from the same manufacturer and label it their own. So it kind of seemed like that was like right around the same time that like the Raleigh Sport Direct was having some issues. So I think right now, like honestly, I think our strongest platform is probably like the GVGR VA stuff. We do a lot of GE still, which is awesome. And I think part of that is just due to the era that Rally Sport was strong. I think a lot of
Mhm.
people like when they get that GD chassis that like maybe they sold theirs a while back, they are getting back into it. They kind of think of the companies that they used to patron. So yeah,
Mhm.
GD we get a fair bit, but yeah, also like GC is like another chassis that we have to get like up on the website menu. We have parts for it. It's just like the navigation isn't like set up for it yet.
Well,
But
and there's always
Yeah.
the crossover aspect, not just to kind of piggyback on that is there's the crossover aspect because as somebody who had formerly, I just sold it not long ago, but an Outback XT,
mm,
I could go on multiple companies' websites and if I put it in my 2005 Subaru Outback XT Turbo, none of the same parts that would fit a Legacy GT, which is the same car, would show up. So I
Yeah.
learned
Yeah.
that I had to search for a Legacy GT to find parts. Even better, because they have the same platform, depending on engine configuration, they're at EJ255 for an '08 through 14 WRX.
yeah,
So I
same
would
throttle
search
body
for
setup and all
parts.
that.
Yep. Same intercooler. So the intercooler that I used to have was one of the infamous Rev 9 brand, to them Chinese knockoffs. But nobody else would offer, a comparable product,
Yeah, everyone would switch to like the EJ or like sorry, the STI configuration. So
Yeah.
a lot of companies made like that. Like you could switch the intercooler and the turbo over and like
Uh-huh.
basically run all that stuff,
Yep.
which is
Dave,
the
that's
better way
because
to
there were
do it.
only like 10 Outback XTs made,
Yeah.
so why list it?
I know, and the few
I
people
used
that
to see
bought
him all
them,
the
they were
time
basically
being
just driving
driven by like
to the
some
grocery store.
grandma. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Yeah.
Yep,
Yep.
that's where you got to pick them up.
They never mod
That's
them.
why
They
I
just
say
drive
Outback
them, and
XTs are the gem. You can find them for cheap.
there's a shop near me, and they had a red one for a while, and it was a
Mm,
Outback XT with the 5-speed. Like, you want
That's
to
what
talk
I had.
about rare birds? That's the only one I know of. Like factory manual.
sick. Always
Jeff,
wanted one.
Jeff, I'm just wondering when you guys are going to acquire ProDrive.
Yeah, I don't
Doesn't
know, dude.
ProDrive do like military contract stuff too? Like they don't just do race cars anymore.
Probably,
They do
I'm
probably.
pretty sure
ton of
they do.
stuff.
I've heard that too.
isn't that
ProDrive
isn't that how it
is
always
pretty
Giant
goes?
high up.
army trucks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The headlights on the tanks are just like ProDrive bug eye, like
Yeah, yeah.
they're like,
For
I've
the
seen
F300s
those
or whatever.
before.
Yeah, I'd love to get like into more, and I think we're like right now. I got eyes on Australia, trying to get some brands that are like under distributed in the U.S. Like trying to be kind of like a hub for some of them, so that, like customers don't have to wait like a couple weeks or pay tariffs or all that stuff. But yeah, Europe is another one where it's like there's a lot of like really cool like parts that you wouldn't think are like produced still. A lot of brands over there like doing stuff like that. So yeah, that's another like thing that I'm like curious about is like where we could find stuff like that. Cause yeah, I do think like what to kind of like go back to like the era that we're coming out of, which is like everyone would buy like stuff from Alibaba and then rebrand it as their own. I think there's a lot of
Mhm.
value for customers now and like getting away from that. I think for like a lot of people, they're sick of buying the same like lip kit like 4 times because it lasts for like a week.
Yeah,
So that's what we're trying to focus on. Yeah, it's like more like less of that and more of like what are some like really good brands that are actually gonna kind of hold up. Do you guys
Yeah.
see a lot of that,
I've
Mark? I
I've
know you
I've
mentioned a certain manufacturer earlier in the game here, but do you have like a lot of people like the specialty tools that you guys do trying to? trying to come up.
The like, as far as other legitimate brands
I
or
like
Torque
knockoff
Solutions
stuff.
just knocking everything off? Torque Solution is the problem. Like, I can literally show you, like, parts and tools that we've made where, like, we make certain space on the tool specifically for our sticker and nothing else, and they just copy and paste the geometry and leave it blank, and I'm like, "That's so dude, that's so stupid." Like, come on, man. You could like, I have no problem if, like, let's say, I don't know, one of our oil seal install tools. Like, there's only so many ways you can design an oil seal install tool. So if you're like, I'm gonna make one, you start from scratch, you design it, whatever, you make it better than the one that we did, sure. More power to you. I think competition breeds excellence. Like, it's painful for me to like see somebody take sales, but at the same time, I'm like, all right, we just need to get better. That's one thing. But if you just take the shit that, we did and sit down with calipers and make the same exact thing, I'm like, really? Really, dude? Like, come on. So,
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
we've gotten more aggressive with our IP policy. So we
nice.
file patents on a lot more stuff and, we have a whole strategy behind it and all that
You
stuff. And that
also
does seem to
highlighted patents
slow
in
people down.
general. You highlighted patents in general, and honestly kind of alluded me to, a whole world of it, and I've been looking into it more and more and realizing that some companies are refusing to patent stuff because that's a shortcut to copyright or rather ripping them off. When you patent something, China just looks at the patent and goes, "That's a blueprint."
Yeah,
You know what
so
I mean?
we had an incident in the pretty recent history too, where like patents are country specific. So like if I want a patent, dude, I could go down a rabbit hole and talk about this forever. A patent is only as good as deep as your wallet is. So like say somebody rips, I don't know, something off that we have patented. If we don't have the money to go after them, or it's some big corporation and they have a team of lawyers or whatever, they'll just bury us in court fees and just keep it in court for long
Mhm.
enough that we throw in the towel anyway. So, and like say we patent something in the US and someone knocks it off in, I don't know, France. Our patent means nothing over there.
Yeah,
So there's a
you're
whole
getting into that
strategy. Yeah,
with
there's a
with
whole
circuit
strategy to
dealing.
Um,
it. And yeah, so you guys understand, like,
Yeah,
and if you're not gonna fly to France and like enforce your patent with really deep pockets, patenting it does nothing over
yeah.
there.
yeah, and that's
So like,
the issue is like with China is like they can do whatever they want and they can
Mhm.
Yeah.
sell it to whoever they want. Like there's no jurisdiction. So you can go after you can go after the resellers. So if somebody's selling the you know infringed items in these states, you can send them a cease and
A cease and
desist
desist.
C&D, which
Yeah.
basically says like, hey, cut it
Stop.
out or else we're gonna come after you.
Yeah.
But then there's steps to that, and once again, like it costs money. So like you pay for the
Mhm.
patent, it's not cheap. Get that all done, and then somebody knocks it off, and then in order to go after them, you have to pay for that. But it's like it's whack-a-mole, right? Where like you could scare one person from importing them, but then there's going to be somebody else that isn't scared that's going to import it themselves, and yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I think part of it is like establishing, right? Like obviously you guys have a really great reputation at this point, not only for like designing things in a way that is like straightforward yet intricate and like function first. But that's like the best thing you could do is like get it out before anyone else does.
yeah.
My
And I'll
experience at
I'll
least.
I'll I'll tag along to that and say the equal part to that is showing up and being a prominent member of the community,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's something that Company 23 and equally Cartboy, has always embodied. These are companies that
yep,
have actually, it's easy to say, metaphorically speaking, but they put their money where their mouth is, man. The companies that
yeah,
actually support the community and they're part of the community. If we don't support these companies, I've said it before in a former episode, if we wanna hand over the reins of innovation and our community to knock off artists, we're all gonna be very sorely disappointed very quickly, if we turn our backs on the people that have our backs, you know?
Yeah, and it's a fine line to walk too, because like a lot of companies, Cartboy, Company 23, Rally Sport, like we're all enthusiast companies, right? And I think we all kind of market that here and there, and we try to get our faces out when we're real people or whatever. But like at the same time, like I'm such a nerd, dude. Like if I'm not working on Subarus at work all day, like I come home and I I'm tuning my own on the side, and I'm like studying engine management and how it works on my Subaru. Like my kid has Subaru Hot Wheels everywhere. Like it's just kind of what we do.
Me
But
too.
at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like, I
Uh-huh.
want people to understand that, like, I love this like, I have 3 of them, and, still not enough time to work on them, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want you to buy stuff from me just because, not from me, but from the companies I work for, just because I'm an enthusiast. Like, I wanna have the kick-ass engineering that, like, makes the thing better. So, like, we just launched those solid shift joints for pre-order on Friday. Dude, if I had $1 for every hour I spent going through the tolerancing and the fits and working with the machine shop to get everything, because they can hit certain targets and then machine the thing out of one piece of stainless, dude, hours upon hours into that thing. But you put it in your car, and like even our marketing guy, we put it in the car in the video on, I don't know, sometime last week, and he's like, "Holy dude, this thing's tight." I'm like, "I hope so."
Yeah.
I'm like, "I really hope so, dude."
Yeah.
I spent a
That's
lot of time on it.
But
that's
but
so
to the
funny.
back end of that, if it wasn't, would you or would you have not gone back to the drawing board and
Yeah, if it wasn't, you would never know it existed.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's the other
Yep.
side of things people don't see is the back end of how much stuff doesn't get put out.
Trial and
Like,
error,
I
and
think that's
yeah.
the other highlight is people don't see what doesn't get put out. People don't see the amount of hours and the prototypes to make things that actually are right.
Like another one that's I don't know, I'll share it. I don't care. Our AVCS alignment tools, like the thing that aligns the rotor and the AVCS gear to the rear housing. That concentric fit has to be really good or you get a cam code. And I'm happy to
Mhm.
say 2.5 months into launch, I haven't gotten any complaints on cam codes yet. So that's cool. But the diameter of that tool, the tolerance on that is dumb. Like a human hair is 0.003 of an inch in diameter. The tolerance on that tool is way less than that. So, like, we got a huge batch of them in, and like they didn't meet print and they didn't meet the spec. That line of tools should have launched months earlier than it did. But it was one of those things like, you look at the data and like they might work, they might not work, but might, we don't do might. So, charge them back, had them remake all of them because you can't really
It's
put
Yeah.
aluminum back on it. So,
man.
like that kind of stuff, dude. If everything went swimmingly with the ABC stuff, it would have launched like 8 or 10 months earlier than it did.
Yeah.
That reminds me of, I'm sure a
So
bunch of people have probably seen that viral video, or not viral, but like that guy, that content creator who posts like the F1 videos, and he says, "Oh yeah, we McLaren created a carbon fiber wing that's like bending and giving us
yeah,
extra aerodynamics," and it was like, "Oh yeah, that should be banned." Well, actually, no. And the FIA is like, "Well, if we put a weight on the wing and it doesn't bend under a certain weight, it passes." And they're like, "Guess what? It passed." Yeah. And why are you telling this right now? The end of the video is like, because it's gonna take you so long to figure out the carbon fiber weave
How to do
pattern
all that.
that we
Yeah.
figured out, that by the time you figure it out, it'll be banned. And they look at the FAA and
yeah,
they go, "Yep, this will be banned next year." Exactly. We figured something out that you won't be able to catch up on. That's
Yeah.
kind of the difference, but same thing. It's worse because when you're in production like you guys, well, yeah, give someone 2 years, 3 years, China, they'll figure it out. They'll copy you. They'll figure out how to get those tolerances perfect. It might take, what you've basically described, Mark, was you basically, because of the tolerances, they have a farther gap to fill before they catch up to you. But they're going to
yeah.
catch up.
You got
Or
to,
they
And
might
you know
just
that.
bail. They're not willing to put the work in that they are,
Or
that
that,
the team
or
over
that,
there
or
is,
or they might catch up to you in 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, there's levels to anything, and that's what you have to be is, like you said, one step ahead and go, "How do we innovate, and how do we do something that no one else has even thought of doing?"
yeah. And
Even
Yeah.
honestly,
Subaru, the
like,
manufacturer, doesn't have that tool.
yeah, honestly, like, we are super, I don't know the right word. We think outside the box here. And sometimes it
Mhm.
drives me nuts because I'm like, I just want to launch a thing, but we always try to do it, in a way that's better to solve a problem. So, like, myself and the other engineers who work here, like, we're super good about just bouncing ideas back and forth. And eventually we're like, yeah, let's do that. But it's so much more work to try to innovate something than it is to just do a Me Too product or,
Mhm.
copy an idea that's on the market. So maybe we're a little bit slower, like
Torque
in terms of
solutions.
our launch cadence than other companies. But like, I like to think that when we do launch something, it's like it's sussed out, it's different, it solves a problem. Our U joint like has a crush tube, which was way more work to design, but now you can actually tighten the bolt,
Uh-huh.
and you tighten the bolt and the
Uh-huh.
joint's tight. So you don't have to tighten
Yeah.
it and then back it off a little bit so it's not binding. So I have an example of that in a video that I think is launching tomorrow or Wednesday, or tomorrow or Thursday. But I mean, that kind of stuff, it's way more work, but it
Yeah.
makes a difference.
Mhm.
Gives me a lot more
Yep.
gray hairs. Oh, dude, Jesus.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
followed that, like, in
Stressful.
in the lineage of what you guys have, put out, and not just the tool, but the content, and no, it resonates, Mark, and I'm not just, patronizing you in any weird way, like, but the work that you guys were putting in, you basically, like you said, you took on a challenge that nobody else was willing to take on. And that really shows your dedication. Like I said, Subaru, the manufacturer, does not have a tool that does what you do. If that doesn't
Yeah.
kind of tell you something
Crazy.
as kind of an accolade, respectfully, I don't know what does, because I guarantee you, I'm sure you know this too. There are Subaru dealerships that are using Company 23 tools for the sole reason that they're better than the Subaru factory tool, and I know
Oh,
that
that's actually a fun
personally.
story. Like, I don't know if you guys follow Blingstrom on Instagram. His name's Dan Engstrom.
Mhm. Yeah.
He's got a pretty decent Subaru like related following. He's like 10 or 11K. Like he does really good tech art. He was a dealership tech for I think he was dealership tech for a long time. And then now he's gotten bumped up where he's like a master technician trainer at Subaru's training facility, like down
Damn.
in Kansas City or something. And he'll send me pictures. Like they have cabinets full of Company 23 stuff at the
Mhm.
dealer
I've
training
seen it.
center. And he sends them to us, and I show them to, like, the other guys at Company 23. They're like, "How did they get these? Like, we don't remember getting any orders from Subaru. Like,
That's
not
crazy.
really sure how they got some of those."
That's
But I
wild.
don't know where they ordered them, but they ordered them somewhere.
They definitely
But,
didn't want you to know that. They were like
Yeah.
but yeah,
Respectfully,
I
your
mean,
tools are better than the factory
that's
tools.
super
so
cool.
funny.
Yeah. I don't know if tools are an afterthought for Subaru, but, I mean, it makes it feel good to see the stuff in a training center. So, it's cool.
Well, you have the luxury of figuring out what they did wrong when their factory tool they came out with. "Oh, we designed
Mhm.
this thing, it'll fit, okay, it works." You have the luxury of going, "There's a better way to do this."
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
make it not $800.
That too.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you guys have any, plans to, like, kinda move into, like, any other categories, Mark, at the
Yes.
moment, or yeah.
Yes. So we still have a to-do list for Subaru tools, and there's some new stuff coming. We actually hired another engineer a couple of weeks ago, I think, maybe a month or two ago. He's working on some stuff that I think people will really like when as the cars keep aging. But yeah, I mean, we have a to-do list for Subaru tools that's pretty long, and then afterwards, we have every intention of branching out to Hondas, Toyotas, whatever, and kind of just keep going that way. So yeah.
Awesome. Hell yeah, man.
Jeff, something that I was gonna mention to you is that I know this guy, Sean, that works at Balance Motorsport, and they have the UK and they also have Australia, and they are known for their rally light pods.
Hmm.
And,
Sick.
I would like you to stock them ASAP. Just wanted to
Yeah.
put that out there, yeah. So,
I'll,
I just in our
It's
chat, I
it's
just put
I'll
that
the
be
easy,
link.
dude.
yeah, copying these over.
Rally Pods Australia, reach out to Sean. Okay, I need you to get as many Rally Pod setups over here. I've always
Just, like,
wanted one,
3
and
separate ones just on your head.
yeah. Dude, that's the kind of stuff that, like, you used to only be able to find on, like, Naziok, like, people custom making light pods and, like, random stuff like that, and it's, like, so funny that
Yeah.
this company has figured it out now for multiple different cars, and they now with the LEDs and everything, they make really good products. It's really cool how they do stuff like that,
No, yeah, that's cool.
I
but
I
guess
I
that's
still
know
have,
another question
what's up?
I have for you, Jeff. Is Rally Sports long-term vision to get back to like a warehouse of stocking everything or the majority of the products or
So we're trying to do, like, I don't think it makes sense to stock the stuff that the manufacturers already have on the shelf, right? So like when I think of, like Perrin Performance, like fantastic products. I actually put some of their new GR Corolla stuff on my GR Corolla. It's been great. Like absolutely love their stuff. Are we going to stock like every different, fender shroud and blow off valve and intake kit and whatever? Like, no. It'd be great to, it'd be awesome, but does it help our customer when, like we could hit up Perrin directly or go to like one of the WDs that has it on the shelf ready to ship?
Yeah.
Does it help us, the customer, at all that we have it as opposed to them? Because if we get it through them, like it'll probably get to them the same time frame.
It just
Or
wears
would it
you
make
thin
sense
at a
for,
certain point.
yeah, yeah, and the big thing for me is like if that same customer wants another part that no one has in stock. If we have that in stock, if we stock that part that like no one else is really going after, like no one sees a lot of value in, but we have it and no one else does, like that's going to help the customer out. That's going to save them like the 4 to 6 weeks that they're waiting for like a build time. RK Titanium, they've been around for a bit. Rob and the team up there in Washington, we just worked with them. We're like the first like bigger e-com site that they've like trusted to do their product justice. But for them, like they have a build time. There's always a lead time. Like their products, like it's very seldom that they have full exhaust systems in stock with no wait. So we're gonna do is hopefully like pre-order some of the popular ones, and that way like we have them in stock. So even if it's an RK customer that like, hey, like I need this for my exhaust like fell off or like whatever, but I have an event coming up or a show or like whatever, I just need to get back on the road. Um, if we have them in stock and like we're holding the bag on that, if you will, to kind of invest in making sure that we have that
100%.
for customers, then to me that like that's value. Not having the same thing that everyone does, just in saying like, yep, we have it here too. It's really going after the items that like don't necessarily have like a lot of
Better
place
yet,
in warehouses.
Like
you're
light
supporting the
pods.
companies that don't have the same voice.
It's-
Light pod, yeah, like smaller companies too, right? Where like if it's a company that, or once again like under distributed brands from like
Uh-huh.
overseas, where like they,
They don't have
if you want to
the
set,
same
uh,
distribution that you guys could facilitate, and so it makes sense to partner and say, "Hey, we can sell 12 of these a year," and then you guys turn around and say, "We can help you sell 50 of these a year."
yeah,
Small numbers,
in
but you know what I
stock,
mean?
like let's try
It's
stocking 5 or 10 and see what happens, and at least just have them. So like to answer
it
your question a little further,
helps them
Mark.
grow.
Yeah, yeah, and to answer a little further, like I don't foresee us in the next like year like having like a gigantic warehouse where we're shipping tons of stuff out. I do think that we'll have like our two warehouses, and we're just going to be like really strategic and purposeful about what we stock. But yeah,
So wait,
eventually
you guys don't want
that'd
to
be
have a
cool.
50 million square foot warehouse full of 25,000 robots and only employ 2 people?
well,
Since
Dave,
Sam's
no,
not
everything
good.
else
no.
AI?
What
Wait, you
they're
don't
saying is
wait,
they
wait, wait,
do
wait,
want that.
wait. What you're saying is you're actually people driven, right?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I'm hearing right
Oh,
now.
that, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah,
It's
so yeah,
just it's
we're gonna do our best. Like it's not a gigantic company. Like we're gonna make the most of what we have. But yeah, that's kind of the strategy is to go after the stuff that's like not so available.
yeah. Whatever you order from
How
Rally
many
Sport, it's just a long shelf with one ladder, and Jeff just like wheels his way down and grabs
Whee!
it.
Yeah,
Jeff fulfills all your part orders, every
Yeah,
one of them.
it's a circular
um,
warehouse. Yeah,
yeah.
He hand signs every order.
All the products are wrapped in black, so he has to just remember the shape and just know where it is.
yeah. All silhouettes. Oh, you bought a circle? Let me get one of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many employees are at Rally Sport right now?
Yeah, so right now it's a pretty tight team. Full time we have I think 9 right now. We had another full-time marketing manager start today,
Nice.
who was previously at Cobb for like 6 years. So he's a homie.
Who's
I've known
that?
him for a bit. Chanley. He used to go like all the Subi events, but he started off in like their customer service department. And then moved into marketing and like ran a lot of their stuff there. So yeah, very, very excited to have him starting this week. It's gonna be an asset for sure to have him around. So
Are
that's
most
awesome.
of the team remote like you, or are they on site?
Yeah. Yeah. So we have in the Bay Area. We have the owner, Darren. We have, and then we have 3 other employees, and then sorry, 4. And then we have 2 employees that were at JB Autosport before APG bought them out.
Oh, yeah.
Those 2 employees are still in, excuse me, Des Moines. We have Chan down in
Really?
Austin, Texas. Yeah.
They're still in Des Moines. Nice.
You know, they're loving it, man. They're locals.
Yeah. A little cheaper to
So
live
and
there
then
than Silicon Valley.
yes, yeah, that's for sure. And then yeah, myself, and then we have another CS team member in Pennsylvania.
Nice.
So yeah, a little bit all over the place, but yeah, it's working so far.
Diversity is good.
Cool.
Jeff, call me.
Yeah.
I
Let's
want to
get
work.
Jersey on
I
the
want to
map.
work from home, Jeff. I want to work from home.
Hey man, we're growing.
He
You know, we're
makes
trying to
mean,
pace
he makes
ourselves, but
mean Jeopardy board, dude.
I know.
I know, man.
I know a lot of Subaru people.
It's true. That's true. Yeah, that's like we get that a lot. Like we've had a bunch of people reach out and like kind of offer up, and like even like reconnecting with yeah, like just a lot of the community. You know, like the now is like kind of a weird time for aftermarket after like the big boom of COVID, and then like the renormalization, we'll call it,
Yeah.
kind of things going back to, you know, this universe, this stratosphere. So yeah, I think like a lot of people like are looking at making, you know, changes, and there's been a lot of consolidation, you know, and then a lot of splitting up. So it's cool to see like that there's a lot of people out there that are interested. But yeah, at the same time, like the big thing we're trying to do is we don't want to have the same like extreme growth and then like plateau and then like, you know, constriction and have to like lay people off. Like that's really not something we want to do. Like we want to grow like safely and make sure
Yeah.
like we don't have too much, but we have enough to help the customers that we have out, and kind of like achieve our goals. So yeah, we're trying to
Jeff,
take it slow. Like we're
I'm
taking it slow.
curious what your take is on like the VB platform, because everything that I've heard is that sales were down, right? And then now, year to date, they're saying that sales are up 50% now that they lowered the price of the VBs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and the trim they brought the base back.
If the STI comes back, right, and they make that, do you think that
When the STI comes back?
when the STI comes back,
Mm.
do you think the VB platform just kind of gets like left behind? Do you think it just jumps from like VA and the VBs are kind of like do you think all those people are just going to trade in for STIs because that's what they've been waiting for? And like,
Will the VB become the '08 to 2010 WX narrow body? Is what you're asking me.
yeah, exactly.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't
Interesting.
mean that, you know, so harshly. I had a VB for a year and I liked it, but I did also buy like the first one that we had like available locally. There was not any support, like there was no access port the first year that I owned it. So I got, you know, I think they're great cars. I think that Subaru did a lot of obviously like the global chassis platform that those are on. But they need stuff done to them to have fun. And I think that's always like the compromise for Subaru owners, right? Is like I want to keep the warranty, but I want to make it fun. And then you make it fun and maybe trust like the wrong parts or the wrong support, and then you have an issue with it, and then that's when you see like the horror stories online of like, you
Yeah.
know, people having motor issues, and you know they owe 30 grand on the car and now they have to pay another 10 grand just to get it running again. So I think the VB is like more robust. I think it's probably the best power plant that Subaru's had for those cars, even though it's, you know, doesn't get the rumble out of it.
Yeah.
As far as like the STI goes, I do think that will be like a limited release. I think if you want one, you will have to know people or pay a lot of money for it. The one thing that I think I'm really excited about is cross compatibility from the STI to the VBWX. Like, will there be? I know that it's based off the Crosstrek
That's a
platform,
good
it
point.
appears, but I'm curious if they're going to maybe borrow more of the VB's like front end, like front fenders, front bumper, the headlights, hood. Will those be like cross compatible with the VB?
God,
And then
I
on
hope
top of
not.
that, like how different is that motor going to be compared to the FA24?
Yeah.
You know, like are there going to be like can you put like the STI turbo on the FA24 VBWX. Like, can you? Are there
Mhm.
going to be parts that you can like
Yeah.
repurpose?
Well,
I see
it's
where you're going with
That's what I
this.
because
think. Like,
like
almost might make the VB chassis stronger is if they lean like the new STI
Interesting.
takes a lot from it, because that'll just
Uh-huh.
create like that aftermarket where like growing up, like you
Market
bought
OEM backwards
yeah,
compatibility.
like group
Almost
N,
like,
mounts for your WX. So like
yeah,
the
that's a
STI
good
pink
point.
stuff for your WX.
Like you said, cross-track guys will be borrowing parts from them,
That would
all
be
of a
sick,
sudden.
right? Like that would be so cool to see. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
That's a
like
that's
good
my thought.
point.
Subaru's whole thing, right? Is like everything crosses between models, and
They're
that's
like
always been
Legos, man.
kind of the draw.
Yeah,
And then they got like so far away from that, it's like, and what's crazy is like Dave and I talked about it last podcast, which is like they reeled the price back, and lo and behold, sales go up 50%. You know why? Because nobody wants to pay super prices for a WRX. It's just not
yeah,
it's not the thing. Like you could go out and spend BMW money and get a WRX, or you could spend BMW money and get a BMW. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I just think that people are realizing like what the platform is, and like why would I get something that I then have to dump money into to even want to have fun with it, when you could just buy something that's already fun the way it is and you're still
Well,
under warranty. Like,
another
it's like,
topic, without going into it, but like as cars get more and more expensive, for the love of God, when you add in ADAS systems and now government mandated, drug driving inhibition systems that are monitoring your heart rate sensors and eyes looking up at, the road and all this stuff like that. The next thing you
crazy.
know, we're going to look at a Chevy Spark base model, cheapest car being $60,000.
yeah, but Dave, you're making $1 million a year, so like, there's a
Get
trade-off.
that billboard up, brother.
Yeah, get that billboard
Chevy
up.
Spark repair. Let's go.
I think the VB follows in the footsteps of the VA WRX. And what I mean by that is like when people bought VA WRXs brand new, they still pushed 30 grand. Like even
Yeah.
10 years ago, out the door with everything, they were like 30 grand, right? If you've looked at prices of those recently, they tanked, right? So like the value of them took a pretty recently, but they kind of stay at this like plateau of value. Like I don't know where you guys markets are, but where you're at, but like if I have 10 grand and I want like a really fun car, I can go pick up 100,000 mile VA WRX and like have a hoot with it, right? So I think the VB eventually does the same thing, where it's like maybe younger kids or people that just want like a fun sporty car that still like cars really well. Like me, I like a daily for me, it would be a great daily. Like I can put car seats in the back, I can throw shit in the trunk, I can tune it, I can put an intake, I can put a whatever and make 380 at the wheels. Like that's a
Yeah,
really fun day. Like it cars
yeah,
really well and it's fun and it tickles the mod bug, but it's not like a 800 horsepower STI where I have to, it's a project for me to drive it. I'm not taking it to Target, right? Like I have a VAW, I have a bunch of cars. One of them is a VAWX right now. It cars way better than my GD. Like my GD STI does not fit a car seat. My kid doesn't like it because it's loud and it rattles and so the suspension's hard. He's not about that. Like he'll get in and play with it, like if the car's off. But like the VA is quiet. The VA has like a nice radio and like
yeah,
it just cars better. The car seat fits, the trunk is bigger. So like if it's just me, yeah, I'm taking the GD hands down. Like the thing is awesome. But the VA, like my wife will ride in it. So like for me, if I had a bunch of money and I needed a fun sporty car that I was like actually gonna drive, I think a VB is like really high on the list for me. And I think that they just keep their value, it's not gonna be 30 grand, but like they'll drop to 15 or whatever. And in 4 or 5 years, like younger kids can buy them, whoever wants them could buy them. And then if you have 80
Good
grand
point.
for the STI, sure.
I think it's
Very
a really
valid
good
point.
point you bring up, like future support. And like for us, like the bug eye and the blob eye WX was more attainable than like the STI, but everyone always like aspired for that, right? So I think right now,
Yep.
like I never thought about it this way, but I almost wonder, like everyone always compares the WX, the VB, to like every other sports car that's out. But if you look at it, like Golf R is like what, like 60 if you can get
Yep.
it, like the markups and stuff. And that's probably not going to come down too far. Like it's not going to, like in 5 to 10 years, that will not be as attainable as a VBWX to a kid that wants to
Good
get into
point.
like tuner cars.
Mhm.
You know, if you look at like
Yeah.
the Honda Civic Type R or the Integra Type S, yeah, DE5. You
Those
know, or
things
like
hold their value like crazy.
it's
They're
crazy.
gonna
It's
be
crazy.
50 gra
So
yeah.
it's insane. So like, yeah, I mean, if you look at it that way of like the current value of those cars compared to its competitors in the European market or even like, you know, Japanese market, it makes you like, oh, like I wish it was a little better. Like I wish the price was lower compared to these because you know it's so like the TS model is like so expensive or like comparable to those. But I do think in about 5 or 10 years, like that is going to be the car that is attainable, that's super fun, that's like robust, like handles power, and everything else is going to be like priced out.
It's the
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I
The
never
the the
thought of
the
that.
playing
Never thought
field's
of that.
about to be leveled,
It's the new
is what you're
buggy.
Jeff,
saying.
the point that you made that I'm latching on to though is like cross compatibility from the STI when it does launch, because I also think it's
Mhm.
coming to the States. The thing I immediately jump to is the fuel system. So if Subaru
Mm,
puts like bigger injectors in it, bigger
port.
mechanical fuel pump, those are the missing items on the VB right now. Right? Yeah, if it has port fuel injection on it, forget it. Like everyone's gonna lose their mind, like port and direct. But if they put like a bigger direct injection fuel system in that, it's OE quality and spec, and we can get the data for it and run that in the VBWRX, that's kind of like the missing link, right? To make
Built
even
in,
more
yeah,
power.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
for
that's a
sure.
great point.
totally.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I mean,
So
I think the FA platform is great. I think that it makes good power. I'm happy with mine. I think it's been like a really good, reliable car to drive. And I think that like I've had very minimal issues. I do have to say, Mark, you mentioned the awesome radio before. Mine melted in half. I just got my car back from Subaru today.
jeez.
So yeah, there's a 8 year 150,000 mile warranty that they just covered my radio under, because apparently
Sweet.
it can't handle heat, and it just like the glue just melts off the screen, and then it starts pressing buttons on its own and does its own thing. So
Yeah. Also, the other point I always want to make when I listen to some podcasts about dudes discussing the VB and I just want to scream at them is like 2007 is never coming back. So I don't care how good my '04 STI is. It's excellent. I love that car. It's never coming back. Crash test ratings have changed, emissions have changed. The game has changed in 20 years and cars are just different. Like, there's a dude with a '67 Camaro over there telling me that, you know, the '60s were better than the 2026. Yeah, great. It's great. Everything's
And there's
better in the
some kid
past.
with a Dodge Demon Hellcat that makes 1,400 horsepower that he bought for, I'm exaggerating now, $8,000, you know? It's like, what?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
now the playing field's different.
it's never coming back. Like, if you really wanna make stupid horsepower, go buy a B58 and tune it, and you make
Yeah,
for whatever, like,
yeah.
that it's different. It's not 2007 anymore. The cars are bigger. Like, we did, for our new U joint that we launched, like, we did the install in my buddy's 1993 WRX, which is a GC8 platform. Thing is tiny. Like, that's never happening again. So just enjoy
Yeah,
the GD for
you're
what
right.
it is and stop comparing it to the VB 'cause it's different.
I think as well as like I call this the golden eye effect, which is basically like you always remember like the video game Golden Eye at N64,
Mhm.
right? And
Yeah,
it was
totally.
like the best.
best
Like
game
the
ever.
music slapped, like the graphics were sick.
Facts.
Like staying up till like 5 a.m. with your like friends in high school or whatever, or middle school, whatever, whenever that came out to play it. And then you go back and play it and you're like, this sucks. Like
Yeah.
it is so much worse than I remember it being. And I almost wonder if like we get that with cars, right? Where it's like you feel like you want that and
Yeah.
like it's gonna be great. But then like you said, like I got 2 kids, I got a wife, I put coilovers in my car
Mhm.
like a month ago and she's like, this isn't great.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things where like you get that and like it's
As
You
not as
know
great as you
you know
remember
what
it
And to
being
your
every
point,
single
as much
day.
as we appreciate a Monte Carlo, we all can go at a car show. That thing's beautiful, blah blah. It looks amazing. It drives horribly. It's horribly expensive to maintain. It's not
It's
reliable.
you know
it's like
you know
if I had to daily drive my '04 STI, I might hate it, you know? Like, leave the house at 6 a.m., wake the neighbors, they're
You would put up with it like
complaining.
that. Yeah, for like nostalgia's purpose though, it's like you
Yeah.
would just be like, this is great. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
this is the best. This is peak
But
motorsport, and you're just
Yeah.
like,
deep
like
down, I'm like,
dying. Yeah.
like I look like an asshole rolling up to the business meeting with a giant wing and the like loud exhaust and
Yeah.
like I think that's part of the reason I also still love my GD is because I drive it when I want to. I don't have to drive
Mm.
it. Like there was a while where I was
Mm,
driving it quite a bit
good
when
point.
it still worked and it didn't have an oil leak that I'm trying to fix right now. But like you drive it for an hour and you get there and you're like you're like a little tired, you know, because you're like anxious that you're gonna make it and everything. I could drive my VAWRX to Florida and I'll be comfy, you
Exactly.
know.
I was that the first example, you're not driving cross country for 24 hours. You're just not. You're gonna be miserable. It's
Yeah.
horrible.
I
Right.
I
Yeah.
I will say I drove my VA to Northern Michigan, and it was awesome on the way there, super fast trip, comfortable. The way back, not as fun, not as fun.
You had some issues though, right? Like a wheel issue or something like that?
Well,
I don't remember.
I did slam a pothole and,
Boom.
bubble a tire
If it
and bend a
if it makes
rim,
you feel
but
any better,
Dang.
Pat, on the way there and back, we had a car full of 3 people with everything loaded down, the Outback. We averaged 12 miles to the gallon. A premium, let me tell you. Let me tell you,
Wait,
it's not all
hold on, Dave. Hold on. Is the Baja still running?
oh, yeah.
I
yes.
was just about
And
to
we're
ask,
planning
man.
Oh,
I was gonna tell you, we're
Mark,
planning we're taking it up
I like
to the
Pat's.
Colorado Rally, and Ethan Hunter is gonna be driving it for recce.
Wait, what?
he's taking it to Raleigh, Colorado, and they're gonna recce the Baja for
And
the
we're
event.
putting a brat seat in the back, and I'm gonna sit in the
Oh,
back
the
with
handles.
with a full harness and a 360 camera and film the whole recce run.
Dave's riding in the back of the truck.
How many miles are
It's
on
gonna
it
be
now with
great.
the oil?
We're a little over 1,500. It's got it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's over halfway there. It's fine. It's fine.
Hey,
Classic
I
mechanic
just
terms. It's
I
fine.
the
that's fine.
visual of Ethan, who is a known rally driver, Pikes Peak driver, driving the Baja on a rally stage with Dave buckled into the bed of the truck. The visual is amazing to me. I can just see Dave like jumping out of the
360
seat.
camera.
Just
Yeah.
screaming the whole time. Yeah, dude.
When is Raleigh, Colorado?
It is
Honestly,
July
July
6th.
17th or something like that. I think it's like 12th or 17th.
Because I'm
I'm
going
terrible
to
numbers.
STPR, and that's in PA, and they're like 1 week apart. I think Raleigh, Colorado happens first, I want to say.
July 18th and 19th, it says.
There it is, 18th. Yeah.
Maybe
So
STPR is
we'll be out
before
there.
it
It's going to
then.
be a lot of fun. We're going to be trust me, there'll be a lot of content getting filmed. So
Nice.
that'll all be showing up on the podcast. There'll be a lot of stuff going on that weekend.
Don't die.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm talking. I'm already working out logistics right now. I'm gonna have a full 5, maybe 6 point harness. Who knows? But I luckily already have a whole E-track system built into the back of the Baja. So let us know down in the comments if anyone local to the Colorado area has a brat seat that they will loan us. We will pay for it. I'm gonna make a bracket that fits on the bottom of your seat. I'm not gonna modify your seat in any way. I just want a brat seat that I can make a bracket for to click into our E-track system in the back of the Baja, and I'm gonna figure out the whole harness system. And yeah, I'll be strapped in like Spider-Man on the web, just
Perfect.
holding a 360 camera by one hand.
Dave, I think what would be more fun is if you just got a wheelie office chair and then you just bungee corded it to all 4 corners of the
But
bed.
yeah, man.
And then that way you have a little bit of there's just a little bit of movement. You're kind of rolling
Trust
around.
me, we've talked about it. The only worry is the tech inspection might say something about me being bungeed into the back of a office chair. So
They
we
should
have to have
strap you on the hood
contingencies.
like a deer.
Like Weekend at
I'd
Bernie's,
do it.
dude. Just
Yeah.
throw 'em around.
Jeez.
Is that a
Yeah.
guy? No, he's dead. Okay, let's do the opposite.
There you go.
Well,
Accolades.
Jeff, I guess I'm gonna see you at Wicked Big. I am gonna be out
Mark
there
as well, dude. Yeah. The 3
Mark,
of
you're
us.
gonna be there? What?
Trifecta.
I'll be at Wicked Big Meet, dude. We have
I'm gonna have
cool.
to fly out now.
Company
Damn it.
23 booth. and at the Subi Mods meet
Pre-meet
on Saturday. Yeah,
1
we'll
to
be
4 on
something like
Saturday.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think we'll have our tent set up there too, but
nice.
I'll be around, man. I think the whole crew will be there.
I am
Oh, yeah.
going as a spectator only. I am done going to events and not enjoying them. I feel like
Yeah, dude.
I, it's a lot, man. I feel like I can't even leave the booth when we go. I'm just like constantly doing stuff, and it's like,
Hey, Pat, you got extra room in the Airbnb because I'm gonna fly out. Just kidding.
yeah.
Do
Hit
it, you
it,
know.
dude.
Dave, just fly to my
Drive
house.
the.
It's driving
All
range for
right,
me. Just
all right.
drive
I'm
there.
Yeah,
flying.
man, this was awesome. I appreciate you you reaching out and getting me on. And Mark, yeah, I mean, it was awesome to connect with you. I've been meaning to chat with you guys with everything going on. It's been a little tough,
Sure.
but yeah,
Yeah.
let's find a time over maybe like after we get big. Yeah, I know that you got some stuff to do before then. We'll see you there, and then after that, yeah, like I said, we're gonna be talking soon. So that'd be
Mark's
awesome.
well,
Yeah, always is.
one last question for you, Jeff. Obviously, you guys are sponsoring a rally car.
Yeah.
Do you know if your driver is going to be at Rally Colorado or at STPR?
I don't know about ST. I actually texted him today because I was trying to get down. I think I was telling you earlier. I was trying to get down to Ohio. He will be STPR in July,
Perfect.
so
Well,
he's gonna try
Nice.
to get me out to that one. So maybe I'll come out to that with you
Hell
guys.
yeah,
yeah, that would be six. Just side note.
that'd be sick.
I'm gonna have the booth there. When I contacted the people who run it, they said that they have private camping area that's like this barn setup kind of deal. So they said that they were gonna hook me up with like camping out there for like a couple days for the event.
Sick.
So I think I'm gonna do that. And then they also have the jump there. So they're gonna put us like right at the jump with our cameras and stuff.
Dang.
So I'm pretty hyped. So if you
Sketchy.
can make it out, dude, let's make something about it because that would be pretty sick to have you out
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah. I'll check the dates on that. I'll let you know.
all right, cool. Well, I will catch you guys in the next one, and we will be very happy to have you guys back again. Good luck with
Right
Rally
on.
Sport Direct. Good luck with Company 23 and Mark, and we'll see you guys next time.
Nice guys. Fun chat.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
job on Jeopardy, Pat.
Thanks.
was cool.
I appreciate
That's good.
Big thanks again to Jeff from Rally Sport Direct and Mark from Company 23 and Cartboy for joining the show. If you liked what you heard, do us a huge favor, like, follow, and leave a comment. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok to stay locked in, and we'll see you right back here next week.